What is up, everybody? We're rolling audio here today on episode 32 of The Harder Show. How are you doing? I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic week so far. Thank you so much for tuning in and clicking the play button on this WWE Extreme Rules Predictions podcast. I, of course, will be joined by my wrestling panel. We will get to that in just a second because I have to thank everybody for the awesome support on the Firehouse Battle of the Bands podcast that just happened. As I record this, I'm just at about 70 plays, which is awesome. Anytime I get over about the 50 mark, I start getting really excited because it just means the world to me when that happens, guys. So thank you all so much, everyone who shared it. I got some really nice messages from guys in the bands and that. They were really happy with it. So people really dug the fact that I didn't necessarily talk about anything negative as far as like critiquing or anything. I didn't want to. That's not what I do. That's one reason why I found it kind of hard being a judge, because I just like everything as far as music is related to anything. But it was really awesome, so thank you guys so much for that. You can find that back. That's episode 31. Be sure to check out all those bands. Really awesome. I want to give a quick shout out to the guys in Outshined, who are currently in the studio right now. They'll be getting ready to... hopefully we'll be hearing that EP sometime this year. I'm hoping it'll happen. But I've seen the pictures and that on Facebook. Very excited for that. Should be very cool. Got to give a quick shout out to my man, Mr. Jason Reese, over at Jadebird Digital Arts. Jason, thank you again for all the support on the live stream. You were awesome to have around. Everyone be sure to check him out. You know all his links and everything. I've talked about it lots. Jason, of course, did all the logos and that for the Harder Show, all my banners and everything. So thank you, Jason, again for that. Be sure to check him out. I also want to give a big thanks to Kevin over at PW Pop. Kevin basically is the social media manager. I guess that's kind of what he does over there. Good guy. PW Pop has been really supportive of the show. So Kevin, thank you for your support. Really appreciate it. Of course, I gotta thank my good friend, Mr. Brendan Bowden, for everything he did on the live stream and that as well. I'm still very thankful for that, guys. So thank you all so much. I've gotten some messages about the t-shirts and some people wanting to pre-order them. So if you are interested in pre-ordering a t-shirt, be sure to hit me up right away. Nothing's really set in stone yet, but I'm just kind of still feeling it out. I'm pretty positive that I'm going to be going through with it. I just need to know sizes and everything. So if you guys want one, be sure to shoot me a message. Let me know what size and how many you want. I already had one person say they want 4 of each different size for their whole family. So that's very cool. But should be cool. We'll see what happens with that. Without further ado, I'm going to get into this predictions podcast with my wrestling panel. So let's get into this here, talking all about WWE Extreme Rules. Let's get into it. Then you can do your thing, because I'm going to cut all this.
Yeah, I figured. I'm getting refreshed.
Yeah, I want like a band to write me a theme song. But I'm afraid to ask.
Why?
Because I asked the guys now trying to do it, and they said they were going to do it, and they never did. But they suck for that kind of stuff. So, like, Brandon's supposed to be making me a drum track, and it's just not happening. But anyway, all right.
I'll rate one right now.
I was just going to play Woven War for me.
Oh, God.
You made that my theme song.
You should listen to the show because you don't want to be... No. You should listen to the show because you don't want to be a hoe. So everybody sit down, it's the Harder Show. Hey!
See, that's funny. But, okay, let's just get into it here.
That should be in the podcast.
All right. Everyone shut up. All right, we're back. I am currently sitting in the basement of your average noob studio, sitting here with my esteemed wrestling panel. To my right, Mr. Brandon Bowden.
Howdy.
Also the producer of The Harder Show. And making
I'm also the Gimmick.
He's also the Gimmick. Excuse me, yes, the Gimmick, Brandon Bowden. Sitting to my left, making his triumphant return to the podcast. He's kind of been away the last couple wrestling panel shows, but that's okay. Life gets in the way. Ladies and gentlemen, the heel, Ryan Wood.
Oh, it's good to be back, buddy. Thank you for paying me this fucking time.
Yeah, for sure.
He's got more contract issues than Ryback.
Poor Ryback.
Isn't that just Goldberg's brother?
Shut up. You guys be sure to check
Ryberg.
Be sure to check Ryan out on Twitter. Ryan, what's your handle?
The heel RW.
The heel RW. He's going after everything and everyone. No one is safe from the heel, ladies and gentlemen.
Boy's not pulling punches, but just to let you know, still a good guy.
If you like something, he doesn't like it. Put it that way.
Pretty much. And then, of course, Brandon. You can find Brandon on Twitter at it's Your Average Noob TV.
Average Noob TV.
Average Noob TV. And, of course, you can find me on Twitter at The Hotter Show and all of our respective Facebooks and so forth. All that aside, we're just kind of going to jump headfirst into this. Extreme Rules coming up on Sunday here. Should be a decent pay-per-view. Kind of been some weird stuff going on, but we'll talk about all that. But I'm going to turn here to my list of what's going on. So the first match we have, which is the kickoff match, we have in a no disqualification match, Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler. Now, I like Baron Corbin a lot. I like Dolph Ziggler a lot.
So you love this match?
I love this match. I don't know why the fuck it's on the kickoff.
Well, what else? What else are you really going to put on the kickoff?
It's just like, well, look what they've done with the U.S. title. They could have really done anything at this point for a kickoff match. I think the writers have just lost touch with what they need to be doing. I've just said, fuck it, let's put two of the better talents we got and just say, you know what? Screw you. That's how I almost feel with it right now. It's just.
Speaking of writers, you know who's the head writer for WWE now? I didn't even know this.
Who?
He's can't remember his name. Reggie something. He was the Great Khali's like handler for a little while.
Oh, okay.
He was the dude with like the big like mutton chops.
And that
Really?
Sideburns.
That
Yeah,
guy?
he's the head writer for WWE. Figure that out.
Wow.
Well, now I know why there's a big problem with the business right now.
Well, I know that I'm pretty sure WWE also just brought up one of NXT's writers.
Yes. What is his name? He also did Total Divas. Good dude. I don't remember his name. I feel really bad if I don't remember his name, but.
So basically what I'm getting from all this is we rather talk about the writers over Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin because, I mean, they don't have the TV time right now, so the writers haven't done shit all with that. I felt like I'm not getting real sense of heat and drama from these two. I feel like this is just going to have to be a wrestling match between two guys. They just said, yeah, I know you don't like him in previous weeks and he doesn't like you, so just, guys, go make a match.
I'm really hoping that they steal the show.
Oh, they absolutely can.
Because
They're going to steal the pre-show, I bet you.
they're going to steal the pre-show for sure. The pre-show stoppers.
Unless Renee Young wears something revealing, I'm pretty sure they'll steal the pre-show.
Obviously, in the wrestling panel shows, we talk about each match. We kind of give our 2 cents on it, and then we give our predictions for the match. So with that, obviously, my predictions for the kickoff match, which is the no disqualification match, I see Corbin going over in this. I think that would make the most sense. He definitely needs the win, I think. I don't see in any way how Dolph Ziggler could pull off and win in a no disqualification match against Baron Corbin. If they are going to build Corbin up properly to be a monster heel, which from what I can tell they have been, I don't see any scenario in which that would make sense.
For me, this is like probably the conclusion of the rivalry between Corbin and Ziggler.
Oh, for sure.
Corbin probably just destroys Ziggler.
I don't know if he's going to destroy him, but I definitely think
I don't mean like dominate him or anything like that, but by the end of the match, it's going to be Ziggler's just going to be decimated.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what needs to happen.
I want to be heel here. I want to go against you guys, but obviously it's the right move. Ziggler stole the win off Corbin last time, and I use steal in quotations. This is a chance. If you want Corbin to do anything for the rest of his career, let Dolph put him over the right way. Let him just beat the crap out of him and have him just win the match. I mean, there's not much else you can say about it. Corbin wins.
Yep, so all 3 of us got Corbin going over on that.
Yep.
Very good. So the next match we're going to talk about is the Asylum match between Dean Ambrose and heel Jericho. Now, I like to make the distinction between Jericho and heel Jericho because they are such different people.
One wears scarves.
One wears scarves. Can I just say, I love the fact that they got rid of his jacket and he's wearing scarves now. Because I think that's such, like, when he was suit wearing Jericho, I thought that was great. I love suit Jericho. But I was like, what's the next logical step in this day and age for him to be a heel? And I think that's him wearing a scarf. You look at him, you're like, what a prissy, like, seriously, dude? We wearing a scarf? What are you, a fashion model?
That's exactly what Jericho's going for.
Exactly.
He knows it.
And it's so good. And he just calls everyone a stupid idiot, and that's it.
Oh, yeah. And he's actually like selling it as his gimmick now, like stupid idiot. Like I'm surprised he hasn't started wearing like stupid idiot trunks.
The fact that he blocked WWE on Twitter and called them a stupid idiot is amazing.
Did he actually do that?
Yeah, he's just like, oh, WWE, you stupid idiot, you're blocked now, and he just blocked WWE. Ruthless.
If you kids like that, I mean, hey, that's your own opinion. Jericho doesn't need a gimmick. He doesn't need scars. He doesn't need his glow in the jacket. It's for heel Jericho, and I'm actually going to go right into my point, if you don't mind, Tej. I got Jericho winning. Ambrose, I mean, ever since Brock Lesnar beat him to a pulp, he's just some stoned, loopy kind of guy that took too many chair shots. I mean, I know why Mick Foley and Terry Funk like him. They speak like him. He can't even formulate sentences anymore. Jericho, I just want to see him get Ambrose in his own realm, slap him around a little bit like Jericho does, yell in his face, and then just code breaker him to holy hell. I've lost a lot of respect for Dean Ambrose in the sense where I just don't care to watch him anymore. Little bounce off the ropes going, hey guys, Scooby-Doo and me just smoked a joint. Now you're in the asylum. You see my old chainsaw up there? Funk, where'd you put it, man? Oh, in my plant. Yeah, Jericho. What's with the scarf, man? Dean, come on. You're better than that.
Okay,
kid.
now listen. Mitch was a hell of a worker.
Who?
The plant.
The plant.
Who?
Mitch.
Who gives a shit?
He was a hell of a worker, and it is a tragedy to the business what happened to him.
Oh my God, him and Francesco, that stupid horn, got what was coming to them.
Well, I don't agree with Ryan on the
I don't agree with
Francesca,
him either.
but I actually kind of don't disagree with him on Ambrose. I'm almost kind of sick of seeing Ambrose all the time. Like they had a chance to put him really over by almost like giving him a championship, but they didn't. And now like he's just like that guy who just isn't good enough to be a champion. That's what they're
he's kind of
portraying him as. And I think it's kind of maybe it's overexposure, but I'm not a big Dean Ambrose fan as I was before because it's just they're not doing anything very constructive with him. They gave him his own match, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But the way WWE's done this 50-50 booking for the last couple months, it's almost setting up where, well, Jericho won the last one now, or Ambrose won the last one. Now Jericho has to win this one, and then they do one more at Money in the Bank probably.
And would it potentially make sense for Dean Ambrose to lose?
No, it makes no sense for Dean Ambrose to lose in this situation, but I can just see him losing just because they gave him so much. They gave him his own styled match, which is just
stupid,
a glorified cage match with weapons.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, that's all it is.
They're hanging it from a secondary steel beams. It's like, what do you want them to do? To climb up the cage, grab something, climb back down, and hit them? I was like, that's a waste of my time.
I mean, they can. It's not like either guy's not going to be able to do that.
No, but it's a waste of time. I don't want to watch guys climb and then just have to climb back down. To me, it ruins the persona of a steel cage match.
Like, I like the idea that they came up with a new, unique match, but I'm still not looking forward to the match per se. I'm not a huge Ambrose guy anymore because his match style is just not my kind of thing. Like, he's got a very brawling style, and brawling was never my favorite style. Like, I think the only when I think of a brawler, the only guys who come to mind who I really, really liked was like Regal back in the 90s. I really liked watching Regal's brawling style, but like guys like Ambrose just don't do it for me. And like
Regal at least had he had technical skill there as well.
So does Ambrose to a degree, not the same that
I think it's
William
the
Regal
charisma
is.
difference. You want to talk about brawlers? Certain brawlers had a different uniqueness about them, where Ambrose just looks like
Ambrose doesn't have a lot of charisma. I don't find. No. I find he's just very coarse and very abrasive. If you don't, and people like that.
If you don't mind, I'd almost want to call him, and don't take offense. I know you guys may say I'm an idiot for it. I think he's an ECW reject. That's kind of the persona I get from him sometimes. Where he tries to be that psychopath, he tries to bring the extreme into WWE again. And I'm just like, you remind me of an ECW guy that literally got whacked in the head so many damn times, you're just trying to relive the old hardcore days.
Ambrose is almost 20 years too late to the party. He would have been great in the Attitude Era.
So you guys both have Jericho going over.
I have Jericho.
I got
going
Jericho.
Over.
I'll make one step more. I'll say Jericho over by submission. I think we're gonna see either the Lion Tamer or the Walls of Jericho.
When was the last time he finished a match with the Lion Tamer?
I don't think
In
he
a
ever.
long time.
Yeah, it's been a
I
very
think he's
long
probably
time.
finished matches with the Lion Tamer, but I don't think he's ever.
I'm saying, well,
I don't think in any of his comebacks he's finished with the Lion Tamer. But
No, I don't think he has at all.
he has like in his original run, but I don't think he's finished any like in his comebacks.
I'm just saying Jericho over by submission.
I disagree with both of you. I still like Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose still to this day can cut a hell of a promo. Saying he doesn't have charisma, I completely disagree with. I see where you both are coming from. I, for one, I'm kind of like, okay, either do something really good with him or don't do anything at all. Because he deserves more than what he's getting. A rivalry with Jericho for him is not necessarily a bad thing, because him going over Jericho in the end is only going to help him.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, Jericho was a bona fide superstar.
Okay, but then he already did. Why are you doing it again?
That's the only thing is I'm just like, do they really need to keep doing this? I don't know. All I know is I still like watching Dean Ambrose. There are parts. Dean Ambrose won me over to the point where basically he can do no wrong in my book on the promo he cut after Seth Rollins betrayed the Shield. That friggin' promo he cut was just like, I'm going to take your nose is going to be here. It's going to be here next to your ear. Like, just, I was like, holy shit, this dude's insane. So really, for me, like, he just can't do any wrong. Yeah, is he kind of getting stagnant? Maybe. But I still like Ambrose. I still am looking forward to this match. I do also seeing Jericho going over just because of the way they've been booking the matches. But I think it's going to surprise you guys. I think it's going to be a really good match.
Well,
I really hope it is.
I'm not saying it's a bad match, and I'm not really saying that like Dean Ambrose is like getting shit. I feel like Bowden said too, he's not in the big title hunt anymore, and I don't think this is gonna be bad. I just think there's gonna be some real. It had some stale points leading up to it. There will be stale points in the match, but I think we're gonna see some great pops, great highlights in this match. But I still can't see Ambrose taking this away. That's all. Yeah, don't think we're bad mouthing Ambrose. I mean, he's still a funny guy to watch, but.
He's entertaining. It's just I don't. I like the whole. You know, that's the reason they came up with championships, because they're enticing to watch the story surrounding a championship. And Ambrose just doesn't fit into a championship story.
No.
It's just not the kind of guy he is, so it makes him less enticing just by that.
Yeah. He's in a weird spot. He's in a really weird spot.
My favorite Ambrose moment, like my favorite Ambrose storyline, is when he stole the WWE Championship from Seth Rollins and was just running around with it everywhere. That was my favorite Dean Ambrose storyline.
And that suited him.
It really did. That's what he needs to do. He has to be the guy that maybe is in a title picture and just steals the belt and runs away.
Yeah, it'd be really, and like we've said, you know, he's kind of in a weird spot right now. I feel like it's kind of a transitional period for him.
Dean Ambrose puberty.
Sure, yeah, okay. It made interesting to see the match. I have Jericho going over as well, so I think the three of us have Jericho going over.
So far, we haven't disagreed on anything.
So far, we haven't disagreed. This is very interesting. The heel, the gimmick, and me.
The host.
The host.
I'm the host, I guess. TJ the Hotter Show Hotter. The Hotter Show, TJ Hotter. There we go.
No, it's the Iceman.
It's the
I'm
Iceman.
sorry, boss. It's the Iceman.
But yeah, so that's that match. Pretty interesting that we have all agreed so far. I don't think that's ever happened in the history of the prediction shows. But I'm sure that'll stop now as we move on to the next match, which is the Fatal 4-Way for the WWE Intercontinental Championship, with your champion, The Miz, defending against somewhat returning Cesaro, Sami Zayn, and of course Kevin Owens. Definitely going to be a great match. Possibly could be the match of the night. Brandon, what are your thoughts?
This is probably the best built match of this pay-per-view. It's probably a little bit better built than the main event. It's just these guys all work really well together, and it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be fun to watch them all in the ring together at the same time, and them putting on all their big spots. I mean, we're gonna see those running uppercuts from Cesaro. We're gonna see The Miz just being a jackass. We're gonna see Sami Zayn doing his jump through the ropes tornado DDT spot, which will be fun to watch. And like, so it's a lot of potential in this match, but I have almost no idea where exactly they're going from this match.
Yeah, it's really well built, but it definitely be interesting to see what happens. Mm-hmm. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens do, because I love watching those two guys go at it. If the next 4 pay-per-views is them going at it, I'm fine with that.
I actually don't mind watching The Miz and Cesaro either.
Yeah.
Work together, so it's going to be just good. I think they need to pair off for the most part and just work with each other Like Miz work with Cesaro and Zayn work with Owens, and it'll be probably one of the best matches of the night.
Yeah, and I mean, since the Miz is, he's had that comeback with Maurice and that, like, I've said it before and I've said it again, the two of them together is gold.
I also like the fact that, like, Maurice really hasn't been involved in matches. Like, she's not causing, like, all the matches to end. She's a valet. That's literally almost all she's doing. Like, she cost Ryder the championship, obviously, with the whole thing with Ryder and his dad and all that. But she's not one of those cheap heels who is just every time you know that Maurice is going to get involved, and she's not Ric Flair, basically.
It's almost like she only does it if she knows she absolutely has to win the championships on the line.
Yeah, well, so we might see her do something this Sunday.
I think we'll see her interfere somehow.
Yeah, but it's a fatal 4-way, so it's a totally different dynamic.
I feel like something's gonna happen, and like Cesaro's gonna accidentally hit her or something, and Cesaro's gonna
somebody's
be like,
gonna accidentally hit Maurice,
and like Cesaro's gonna feel bad, and then like the Miz is gonna roll him up or something. I'm calling it right now. Like I feel like that's gonna happen,
so
and Maurice is gonna
the Miz
sell.
To retain?
I am predicting the Miz to retain with shenanigans. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be very close though. I feel like it's gonna be very close with him and Cesaro.
I'm taking Owens. I think that title is just Miz doesn't need it. Miz is head and shoulders above where he was before. He doesn't need the title anymore. He's just a great heel. He can put people over now and make faces look that much better. I think Cesaro needs the belt more than anybody out of all of them, just because he's just the guy that needs to be built up the most. But I think they want to give the title to Owens so they can build up something with him and Zayn. And I think something has to happen between Zayn and Owens, so that kind of pits them up against each other for an Intercontinental Championship, maybe setting it up all the way to SummerSlam, where Zayn maybe finally wins the IC Championship.
Yeah, I could see it.
So you can have like almost like, those 2 out of 3 matches sort of thing, best 2 out of 3 matches. They have like one, maybe Owens wins 2, and then finally Zayn just wins one at SummerSlam, like.
Could happen.
All right, kids, let's rewind a little. Let's come back. You need my opinion if you want to round this out, because you're telling me stuff I totally agree with, oddly enough. But what I love to hear about this, you're telling me stuff that the new era can't do well anymore. They can't tell stories. And I don't mean tell stories of setting up these promos, getting the match all together. It's the stories within the ring. When you have Owens and Sami Zayn together, you don't even need to have promos and set shit up. They generally love and hate each other behind the scenes, during the scenes. They can put on gold. The Miz, in my arguments, is one of the best heels, if not one of the best heel they have in the business, because he's that guy, and people are going to be like, oh, what the hell you mean? Like, Miz is shit in his head. No. Miz is the best heel because you genuinely hate him. He's getting the right booze. He's getting the right heat. You don't know what any of that is. You need to watch wrestling a lot more, kids, because you fucking learn what a heat is. Heel is. My bad. I should know my own nickname. Cesaro, I don't know why you're there.
Cesaro's very bland.
I'm going to go with that. I mean, I don't even know what your name is. Dink, but Doink or whatever.
Yeah, Dink.
His gimmick is garbage. It is bland. Like the suit ripping every time. Like you have, I don't.
It was funny when it was fun when he first came back.
Yeah.
He came out with the suit and all that.
Now it's kind of like okay.
Now it's kind of like you're going through a lot of suits.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I'd wear those suits. It's a lot of money.
I mean, I'm sure they're tearaway, but like it just seems like he's going through a lot of suits.
What high points are we going to see? Oh, the running uppercuts. That's getting boring. The big swing, getting boring. Cesaro, you don't need the belt because you would disgrace the belt. And I don't mean that as in, like, you're shit. I feel you just don't need to be in that picture anymore. Thank you for coming back. Now leave. Just get out of the picture and go find a storyline where you could just go one-on-one with and make yourself climb a little better. Miz, you don't need that title belt either because you're right. Miz is at a point where he can just keep putting faces over and do dastardly shit, make us genuinely hate him. He's good. This is Owens' time. This is where the prize fighter's going to grab his gold back and you set up David versus Goliath. You can now build, like what you said, build Owens up a couple pay-per-views, like cleaning Sami Zayn's ass left, right, and center, wiping the floor with him, making him the bitch that they're going to want him to be.
I think you have to also put in, Owens would have to win by shenanigans to keep the rivalry going.
Yeah.
If you wanted to build up to a SummerSlam IC match between Zayn and Owens.
No, that's where I'm going to completely disagree. You just need him to be a heel. What is Kevin Owens great at being a heel? Just letting him be a mouthpiece. If he can tell Sami Zayn to his face, I beat you, I power bombed you into the ground, I got the 1, 2, 3, I'm better than you, that's enough. Now you cannot make Sami Zayn a heel, but you light a fire under this face's ass. And now you come and intensity versus intensity, brother versus brother, and you start a rivalship just on who wants to prove who's better and the best 2 out of 3, even though they won't call that for pay-per-views. But overall, going to be a great match. Owens, the prize fighter, will go over, setting up in the future Zayn and Owens, because Cesaro and Miz, you're not needed anymore.
I would like to add the fact that Cesaro was so over with the fans and the internet fans when he left, when he got injured. When he came back, he basically walked into this spot because they were like, "What? Like, what else would he use?"
Well, he walked into a WWE, our number 1 contender match for the WWE Championship. It was really weird.
Exactly. He needs to step back and rebuild, like I said.
Yeah, like I think him being in the Intercontinental title spot is a good place for him, but that's my opinion. I understand what you're saying as far as he definitely needs to take a step back.
Yeah.
He has an interesting gimmick. I may not be a
I
like Cesaro.
I don't see the fact that he comes out in a suit being a gimmick.
Yeah,
it's not really a gimmick.
Weird.
Like the only thing I know, like everybody complains, oh, Roman Reigns doesn't have any mic skills. Cesaro has absolutely no mic skills, and everybody loves him. You can't sit there and tell me, oh, we don't like Roman Reigns because he has no mic skills. Cesaro can barely talk. Like literally, he can barely talk at all. Don't complain to me that Roman Reigns is a no talent BS, no talent bullshitter because he has no mic skills, and then support the Cesaro section. It pisses me off.
Easy, big fella. Don't worry, I'll help you get onto Roman Reigns' train later on. But Cesaro can't talk. I mean, get him just after this is all said and done. Have him and the Miz have a storyline. Just let them beat each other for a little bit. Find another guy in the Intercontinental division and make him work back up to a number 1 contendership. Don't throw him in right away. I don't care what the internet fans say. They don't know the business. They don't have the final say. They should never have let that be a deciding
Why
factor.
not give Cesaro another tag team partner? Maybe put him back in the tag team division.
Well, they don't want to break.
Maybe somebody who can talk.
Tyson Kidd couldn't.
Tyson
really
Kidd
talk.
could talk.
Not
Tyson
really.
Kidd was he could. They never gave him the chance to talk. When
Yeah.
he doing his heel thing, it was like fact. It was kind of lame, but it got them over as shit.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
were
fair
one of the
enough.
most over tag teams at that time. It sucks what happened with Tyson Kidd. Hopefully he comes back. Hell, when he comes back, put them back together.
Yeah. Thanks, Samoa Joe, you jackass.
Fucking Samoa Joe.
That's a story for another podcast.
That's a story for another podcast. But yeah, that's
So
definitely some heat with the Harder Show wrestling panel around Cesaro.
So have we?
Don't get me wrong, I like Cesaro
Sure,
as
so
a
do I.
wrestler. Cesaro's a great wrestler.
He's not bad. He shouldn't be in this. I don't think he should be in this match, or he shouldn't have been in this quickly.
It's too high
This
up for a guy
quickly,
who
yeah.
has absolutely no mic skills.
So hold on, did we all just agree again? Are we all going 3-way Kevin out?
No, he.
No, I said The
TJ
Miz.
has the Miz.
I had the
going over,
Miz.
retaining.
I still have the Miz retaining.
I have, and we both have Owens.
Okay.
winning.
So we were close.
But I think if we had to pick a secondary, I think me and you could agree with the Miz would be the second. I think Sami Zayn.
Yeah, there's a heel going over
Yeah.
in this match. It's not going to be Zayn.
A
It's
heel's
not
going
gonna
over,
be-
yeah.
Because Zayn's that guy who has to win a one-on-one war with a guy to get that huge reaction from a crowd.
He's almost the new underdog.
And they're trying to get him like
and
the
he's
sympathetic
a great
babyface.
He's
perfect.
He's
at it.
already a great sympathetic babyface.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a really, really great match. The one last thing I want to say about Cesaro. One thing I think is so funny with him. So many people when he started doing the big swing. A lot of people don't know the story of what happened with that. I feel like he was on a podcast talking about. I can't remember what it was, but he was out on a tour, and he did the big swing as a fucking
rib,
rib
wasn't it?
on one of
Yeah.
the boys. I can't remember who was in the ring with him. And he was like, "I'm gonna give you like a swing." And he was like, "No, you're not. Fuck you. Like, you're not doing that." And because he's Cesaro, he just picked him up and did it anyway. Because he was like, "What are you gonna do? I'm Cesaro." And the fans were like, "Oh!" And it started off as a joke. And the internet fans were like, "Oh, fucking ha, what a loser. He's doing the big swing. That's such a cliche gimmick wrestling move." And now
It's over.
it got him over.
I can't even think of
fucking
who
hilarious.
It's a signature move now.
the hell else did the big swing. At least Cesaro.
Oh,
Cesaro, I
tons of
gotta
guys.
give him credit. He makes it look friggin' good. Like,
Honestly, it's his move. His signature move is like
He's the king of
you think of
swing.
Cesaro. It's the swing.
The swing
but
and the
that's not even
uppercuts.
his finisher. The finisher's his neutralizer.
Which I do like his finish.
The neutralizer's great, but the big swing is his move. Like it's just
let's move on past the neutralizer because it's gonna make me think of AJ Styles and how they both have garbage finishers. So what's the next match?
Oh, shut up. So, the next match of the night we have is the WWE Tag Team Title match
I think you're pronouncing
versus.
Don't even do it. No.
It's,
Don't let him talk. Just
WWE World Tag Team Championships.
I fucking hate my
The
life.
Vaudevillains versus the New Day. Obviously, we have Brandon here, who is a massive, massive New Day fan.
And don't you dare be sour!
Oh, and then you get me, who I'm just completely sour against these guys.
And I'm kind of partial.
Fucking overrated douchebags.
All right, we'll get to that in a second.
You have to love the way Xavier says.
No, I don't have to like. I get that they're funny. I'm glad people like the clownship and the theatrics and stuff. They're not champions. That's it.
Well,
They're
to correct you, yes, they are.
They are champions, actually.
okay. They are.
Would you like to know which champions?
They're not
champions
our.
they
No,
are
no,
now?
no.
They're the WWE
Oh my God.
World Tag Team Champions.
That's adorable. Yes, they're our reigning champions, but I don't see them as champions. These are the clowns that came in with a gimmick. I gotta give them credit. They make work, but they don't know how to work. You guys can argue saying individually they're all great, and I will agree. As a tag team so far, they have not made a match look good on their own. Every other team they've paired with, and in singles not singles competition. I'll say in singles competition, like Kofi looks good. In a tag team, they look bad. And I still tell you guys the last time their matches looked good was at TLC, and that is because the Usos and the Lucha Dragons carried their asses.
Oh, I can agree with you on the fact that at TLC, the Lucha Dragons and the Usos stole the show in that triple threat tag
And why
team
would they
match.
not have?
Oh, they
Well,
had
they had the highest point in the whole night, but it's
the fact that Xavier threw a trombone at them basically for the finish was kind of but it's like still funny.
But I don't see them as working, like they're good workers anymore. They just need to go back, get away from the gimmick, get away from the belts. This is where I'm going to just go right into my prediction. Vaudevillains, I think we need to let them win. Get a now real heel tag team. The New Day has lost their heel
literally,
image.
they are babyface now.
They've lost it to the point where they're trying too hard to be. Almost, it feels like they're trying to be both. Let the Vaudevillains win it. Get the heat between those two, and kind of get the filler. But you can go back and forth until I'm sure we both agree Enzo Amore comes back, and him and Big Cass take on the Vaudevillains. Because this is because I'm thinking I always like to when I do these predictions, set up for the future. The New Day as babyface is kind of going against Enzo and Cass. It's going to be weird. I'd rather see them go against the Vaudevillains. Go against a real, hard-hitting heel tag team. That's going to be a great future match. New Day, just take a break. I've said it so many predictions. I'm a broken record. Take a fucking break.
At the end of the day, your issue with the New Day is the fact that you want to see more work out of them.
Exactly.
That literally you want to see more solid tag team work out of them.
I want to see when the style of Big E when he first came in, Kofi Kingston when he was the Jamaican wanker. I don't know why it's kind of funny he was there and left. And then Xavier Woods. Kid, I don't like you the most, and yet you're probably one of the most talented out of the three. Start showing it. Stop relying on your gimmick to get over. Start using your techniques and your skills.
He will eventually. I still go by the bold prediction that Xavier Woods is a future WWE World Heavyweight Champion. But I think that this match is going to be a good barometer to see when Enzo and Cass when Enzo's going to be back, basically. I think if the New Day win this match, Enzo is probably still in pretty bad shape, and we aren't going to see him for a while. If the Vaudevillains win this match, Enzo's closer to coming back than we think, because if they do that, they're probably going to give the New Day the rematch clause. The New Day don't need these championships anymore.
No, they don't.
They really don't.
And
that's the one thing I can't agree with Ryan on. They do not need these championships anymore. The New Day's probably not going to be together that much longer, to be honest. Once they lose those championships, they're probably going to last for a month after that, and then somebody's going to turn. But what was I going to say, though? I was going to say, but the Vaudevillains winning this match tells us that Enzo's going to be back sooner than later, because the Vaudevillains are the perfect foil to Enzo and Big Cass.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
So, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe like the Vaudevillains winning, maybe they're setting them up for a long reign with them. I don't think it's going to be that long. But I think the Vaudevillains are a great heel team to have the belts. And I would not, if the New Day go down to the Vaudevillains at Extreme Rules, I'm not going to be mad, because the Vaudevillains are going to be really good a real good heel tag team.
You hear that, Internet? You can say I harper them too much and all that, but I got a guy who just agreed with me that I think Vaudevillains need to go over to set up Enzo and Cass. New Day don't need it.
They really don't. They don't need those
New Day don't
championships.
need it.
They don't need those championships, and I've known that because they're still going to be popular without those belts.
They're the
100%.
And they could still use the whole entrance gimmick of, clap your hands for your world famous 2-time champions, because they'll still be 2-time champions.
It could still work. There's no need for them to have it anymore.
No.
One thing you said, I want to just comment on quickly. saying that the perfect foil for Enzo and Cass is the Vaudevillains.
Yep.
As far as who's on the main roster right now, sure. Dash and Dawson.
Oh yeah.
Why the
Dash and Dawson.
fuck, other than the fact that NXT is running out of tag teams, I do not understand, and maybe I'm just crazy, why they call it the Vaudevillains before them.
I think it was mainly because the Vaudevillains were there longer than Dash and Dawson.
To me, that doesn't, like, I'm just like, I watched Dash and Dawson and Enzo and Cass match, and I'm like,
Dash and Dawson and Enzo
poetry.
and Cass matches from takeovers were amazing. They were works of art.
I think they're better than Vaudevillain matches, and their matches are good together.
Oh, yeah.
But I would love to eventually see that be set up, but
I think it's almost also you don't want to it's like a game of poker. You don't want to show all your cards right away, right? Set up Enzo and Cass to look really good against the Vaudevillains, and then out of nowhere bring in Dash and Dawson, then show people really what Enzo and Cass can do against a team like Dash and Dawson, because those matches are really, really good.
They are amazing matches.
Like those have the possibility of being those career defining matches that you see on like WWE Network clips, and like, they're not to the same they're not the same at all, but like they could have the magnitude of those Dudley Boys, Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian matches, where those are classic tag team matches.
Yeah.
They have the potential, with the chemistry they have, to have historic tag team matches, obviously not like that with the TLC factor, but just with the rivalry and just the storylines that went along with those.
You kids are playing a dangerous game. I think with all this stuff, we keep talking about bringing people up. We're thinning the herd so quickly when it comes to NXT, because I guarantee you, let's say Dash and Dawson came back at SummerSlam, which is like 2 pay-per-views away.
3
pay-per-views away. You'll then tell me American Alphas need to come up. Then you're going to tell me the next guys need to come up.
American Alpha's going to be down in NXT for a long time.
Because these guys need to stay down longer. I think some of the guys that they even brought up, like Tyler Breeze, even somebody like Sami Zayn and, oh God, I know we've talked about Nakamura and other guys possibly trying to come up. Some of these guys need to stay down there a bit longer. Let NXT use these already so over guys to build up the next before you start bringing in. I feel like they build up slightly, send those guys away, and then they're left with all this talent that they haven't really molded yet. You bring up Dash and Dawson too soon, the tag team division is unmolded.
And you can to your point, I can kind of see, because I watch NXT now, and it's not the same as watching it like just 2 months ago, where even before WrestleMania, where all that talent was still there. Mm-hmm. It's not the same thing. Like, you can tell the talent's been depleted in NXT, but think about how fast NXT came up and all that. And it's not Vince running NXT, it's Triple H. He wouldn't be letting these guys go up if he didn't have a plan. It may take a little bit. He knows, though. Triple H knows better than anybody you need patience in this industry.
True,
and Triple H said, okay, we're going to go through an awkward time. He's the one that knows the next batch of kids coming through NXT, and he's the one making the decision to send all these guys up as well.
Yeah, sure.
So I think NXT is going to be fine. It's going to go through awkward points. Like, if anybody watches wrestling and they don't watch pro sports franchises usually have something called farm teams, where basically they have a bunch of guys who are possibly going to be able to come up and play in the major leagues one day, and they have to get those kids from there. And sometimes, like, you have to strip down that farm team and bring those kids up to the major league level. WWE is going through a phase where they've almost cleaned out the cupboard of all those young kids, and they kind of have to start rebuilding that now, but they're rebuilding it in a weird way, because they're bringing in a lot of these TNA guys. They brought in Austin Aries. We've seen Eric Young on TNA. People are talking about Bobby Roode coming to TNA. Samoa Joe is already there. Mm-hmm. So maybe they're like not going towards maybe so much of a youth movement, or maybe they still are, but they're having these guys almost there as like pseudo agents / competitors that like can help get these kids even brought up faster. Maybe that's the whole idea here, is to get NXT pumping out new kids faster for the WWE main roster.
Isn't that sad that that's going to be what TNA is just going to be used for? It's like, you know what? Once you fail and you're gone, we're going to take your talent to put our kids over. Thank you for just being the jobbers. Like a last insult to TNA before they're down.
Before that.
Well, before they're at least renamed. I think TNA, we still don't know who's going to buy TNA if they're getting sold at all, because they're in
hot water.
Pretty bad place financially, and Dixie Carter needs to be out of power there. And they need to start from the ground up. They need to change their name. They need to rebrand. They need everything.
Yeah, because they have some talent there.
Oh, there's still some great, you have one of the hottest guys, like, in the industry right now in EC3. Mm-hmm. You got Drew Galloway, who's got tremendous upside still. Yeah. and he's your champion right now. Like you have somewhere, you have a foundation. You just need a new contractor to start building this thing back up.
Yeah.
And it's not Dixie Carter who's going to do it. You need to find somebody else to do it. Like, but I think we're getting a little off topic by talking about
just a
Jay
little
here.
bit. Just a little bit.
Can I bring the last point? What kind of makes this WWE Tag Team Championship match kind of neat, where we could have this segment? This just shows our previous statement. The New Day's so over, we don't really need to go into them anymore. The Vaudevillains, we have our opinions about them. They should go over. What more can we say than just going off and saying where these guys come from and where the WWE should go next to make this division a rising division, where the tag team division has been so bad, to make it that much better.
Yeah, like at this point, the way I see it, the New Day's, it's saying it way far in the future, but the New Day's a Hall of Fame tag team.
All right,
they're going
Jesus God.
In 15 years' time, we're going to see the New Day going into the Hall of Fame. They're already pretty much cemented a legacy for themselves. Now it's time to work on cementing other legacies for other tag teams, and they need to help with doing that. They're going to be tag team champions at least 4 or 5 more times in their careers, probably. But like not the New Day itself, but those guys in themselves are going to be tag team champions quite a few more times in their careers, right?
Okay, perhaps, but I just have to stop you there because I see the face that Ryan is making.
Oh my God, Coco Beware has more like credibility to go in the Hall of Fame than those friggin' 3 whack jobs.
Mainly one of them is retirement.
Oh my God.
He has the most important qualifications, retiring.
If in 15 years they're going to the Hall of Fame, then in 15 years I'm having 4 kids in a mansion with Paige. Like, it's just not happening.
Congratulations, because you're going to have that mansion with Paige, because the New Day's going into the WWE Hall of Fame one day.
It's all right. Del Rio's going to be my butler. That's a shot at Paige and Del Rio. If you don't know, they're going to
See!
Oh,
is that like a play on Daniel Bryan's Yes Chant? I just figured that out.
yeah, it is.
I never
How did I
realized
figure
that.
that out? Come on.
A Bruno Del Rio C chant is just a play off Daniel Bryan's.
So after all the tangents, who do we
Holy
got going
shit.
on?
All right,
See,
so
see,
we gotta
see.
bring this back. We gotta bring this back here. So we were. That's the harder show, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I do when I do it alone.
Literally,
I go off
when
on
we
a
got
bunch
to
of bullshit.
When we got off into that NXT banter, I'm like, I forgot which match we were talking about.
Well, I remember.
And that's what we do. That's why the wrestling panel is so fun, and it's so fun to listen to because we talk about all kinds of bullshit. But getting back to the match here, you guys, who you got going over for the match?
Vaudevillains.
I also have the Vaudevillains going over, so
We agree.
3-1, 3-1 right now for that. But definitely gonna be interesting. I really hope that Enzo is doing well. I haven't really seen a lot on an update of his condition. But he must be doing okay, or else they would have said
Monday
something.
Night Raw, they did say he's making recovery. That they expect to see
Okay,
him
that's
shortly.
good.
But like, there's no bad news.
They even
Yeah, I
let
missed
Enzo
Raw,
go on the Raw Fallout, where there's like the YouTube exclusive stuff, and say that he's like near his return. I don't think they would have let him say that without him being actually like.
Yeah,
almost ready
I'm
to come
sure
back.
he's probably ready to come back.
So I think we'll see the
Like-
Vaudevillains probably their first set of opponents. Might be
ain't
Enzo and
soft.
Cass, depending on where
Yeah.
Enzo is.
I feel
His
like they're gonna
recovery.
come back like Monday Night on Raw and be like, "Yeah, we're the tag team champions." All of a sudden, just cue the music, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, yo, Vaudevillains!" Like,
I think those tag belts are going to look really good in the Vaudevillains intro. With the
Yeah.
black and white and all that. I really think those, for the first time, those tag belts are actually going to look good in that setting where it's all black and white.
it's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be interesting to see. But
And like, I really, really like the Vaudevillains entrance music.
yeah, it's okay. I've never really been a big fan of the Vaudevillains. I like their in-ring stuff. Their gimmick's weird. It's a throwback gimmick.
I think it's exactly why it's great, though.
Perhaps. But moving on from that match here, we have the next match, which is the United States Championship match versus defending champion Kalisto defending against Rusev and Lana. Because we have to include
This
Lana
match
in
is
this.
easy to call.
Yeah.
Kalisto drops the title to Rusev so John Cena can win it back off Rusev and do the U.S. Championship Open Challenge again.
So this makes that's what they're gonna do.
You know what's sad? I actually agree with him. Not in the sense for the U.S. title going that far. I think with Cena coming back, this tells me that Rusev is going to beat Kalisto. Because, I mean, Kalisto is not beating Rusev fairly with Lana in his corner, and the big brute is going to go nuts. So that's just, I think it's all set. What's nice about this match, I think maybe Kalisto and Rusev have proven themselves a little bit to make sure that United States belt is not in a goddamn kickoff match. Thank God, because a
Yeah.
title match should never be a kickoff.
No, it shouldn't. That's just
Sucks
sad.
because I was really looking forward to Rusev coming out in his pre-show brute tights.
Jeez.
Pre-showstopper.
The pre-show stuff.
So you have Brandon. You obviously
I have Rusev going over.
Yeah, Rusev by pure just dominance.
And I also have Rusev going over, so we're 4-1 for that. But
If Kalisto goes over again, I'm just gonna throw my I'm just gonna flip a table.
Well,
I don't know what they're doing with that championship.
You know what? It could work, and this is the only thing I'm gonna say. I think we haven't seen Del Rio and Sheamus in light yet. You could either see a League of Nations spin, or you could see Sin Cara finally coming back after that attack on Raw and being like, "Screw you, Rusev."
I'd love to watch a Sin Cara Kalisto United States
That'd be
Championship rivalry, but I don't think it's
No,
gonna
you
happen.
may not see that, but I could see Sin Cara neutralizing Lana. In the sense where she's going to try to
Maybe,
pull
yeah.
some shit, why can't Sin Cara come out? So
Okay,
that's
you're
the
coming
only...
from a different direction than I thought.
Well, that's the only reason I can see Kalisto going over is with the help of Sin Cara. Rusev doesn't need Lana. He's going over by brute force. So that's my prediction, Rusev.
he doesn't need Lana, but she can be used if she needs to. So we all have Rusev. You know what I find interesting is Rusev, like outside of the ring, is such a fun and funny, entertaining dude, and everyone loves him so much backstage. I would not be surprised if eventually they try and turn him face.
I wouldn't either.
Wouldn't even surprise me.
I think he'd get over as a face, to be honest.
And can I just say, when they put up that picture of him holding the European Championship, was marking the fuck
was
out.
cool.
Did you get a little hard?
A little bit, just a little bit.
It worked for him because I don't remember the last time an American won the U.S. title. Like John Cena, like how many years ago?
Just 2.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
actually, it was one. He did one. If you count the one he won off Seth Rollins.
So you do realize what I mean? Like it's been a while.
I realize, yeah, that there has been a lot.
It's been a while.
There was 2 American United States champions in a row: Seth Rollins and John Cena.
Well, John Cena's kind of like out of this world.
Get rid of the United States Championship.
European.
Rusev's the guy to do it. Bring back the European Championship.
Yeah,
I got a
that's
better
all
one.
said.
No, this is something you've been clamoring for, not this specific championship,
The
but the
television
style.
title?
Why don't they make a WWE television title?
I would love that because I love the Intercontinental Championship. Is my
Literally,
favorite
a championship
okay?
that is just defended every TV taping.
Not necessarily
And not every, but only on TV
okay,
tapings.
yeah.
You know what
It's interesting.
that's going to turn into? It's going to be a social media title. It's going to be the internet title. And Zack
Not,
Ryder's
Zack
not
Ryder's
necessarily.
gonna
Not
win.
necessarily. I mean, I think having a kickoff title is funny, but I wouldn't be surprised if they end up doing that.
They change it to the Internet Marks title. Basically, we just vote for whoever we want to win it.
And then that's just who they have win.
So,
Yeah.
bring back Cyber Sunday.
Yeah, let's do it. Cyber Sunday, and we'll have the Internet Marks title.
There you go.
Done.
Oh God. So that's that match, guys.
And Damian Sandow will be the first guy to hold it.
Poor Sandow. Should we quickly comment on the releases?
I'm not.
Really, like
Honestly, I don't care.
Yeah.
See,
I
the
didn't-
only guy I'm really extremely upset about is Alex Riley.
Okay,
Because
yeah,
that
Alex
pisses
Riley
me
was
off.
kind of like
Because
was doing a
he
good job.
deserved so much more.
He was doing a good job in
Pisses
NXT.
me off.
Is he going for the U.S. title? Because we're going to go off on a huge rant here, boys.
No, that's all
I think,
I'm saying. Is,
I think that most of them were smart releases, to be honest.
Rusev going over.
Aside from Sandow, I think that most of them were pretty good releases. I
Yeah.
think Cameron wasn't doing anything.
no.
You can't just be paying somebody to do nothing.
A lot of them I think were smart.
Wade Barrett was leaving.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Damian Sandow, they just had nothing for him. Like, as much as people want to say, "Oh no, free Sandow," they had nothing for him. Where were you going to put him on? Where were you? Like, who were you going to put him?
He was
against?
kind of he got himself so over with Mizdow.
Yeah.
I feel like he kind of backed himself into a corner. What were they going to do with him?
Somebody will pick him up, and then
Yeah,
Torito.
he'll
and
be fine.
Torito and Hornswoggle. I mean,
It is what it is. Yeah, I hate to say it,
like
but
I'm not saying that because they're they're little people or anything like that.
Yeah,
I'm just
no,
saying
it's
that
nothing to do with
because they didn't bring anything to the table.
yeah. But then I just wanted to comment on the
And
next
then
one. I
Zeb
think, real quick.
Coulter. I mean, Zeb Coulter. It's it's time to take old Yeller out into the back and shoot him. It's like Zeb Coulter.
No, that's not.
Dutch
No,
Mantel's
hang on.
been around.
Now, hang on.
Dutch Mantel's been
Hang
around
on a
so
minute.
long. There's a point where you have to either retire or you get fired. Dutch Mantel, it was time.
Him working backstage, I think could have benefited the company a lot more.
I think
Brooklyn Brawler.
I think that that's part of. Well, have you heard the story about Brooklyn Brawler?
I have not.
Okay, so I am.
We're gonna go off on a tangent
I'm
here,
a-
guys.
I'm a
We'll come
loyal
back.
No, this should be a whole other
Hold on, no.
boys.
This is gonna be quick. I listen to the Taz show every day. So Taz.
Oh,
had a
yeah,
big
yeah,
thing-
that, yeah.
Taz had a big thing where he talked about this whole chart where it showed like wrestlers from different states, and the New York one was Brooklyn Brawler. So Taz went on a tangent saying, "Oh, well, that makes no sense. Brooklyn Brawler's actually from Michigan." Blah 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 blah. So the next day on the Taz show, Brooklyn Brawler, calls in to the Taz show, unknowingly to Taz, says a whole bunch of stuff. Doesn't say anything like putting down the WWE or anything like that. And then a couple weeks later, he's gone from the company.
I feel like that was just a coincidence.
But even
I feel like
Taz-
that's just Taz stirring
even-
the pot.
I don't.
He has a rate. That's like me. Like if something like that happened, I'd be like, "Oh, fuck, it might be my fault," so that I could stir people up to come watch my show.
Well,
that's all it is.
Well, the thing is, there is connection to like the WWE having something against Taz because people.
shit.
It's on record where people bring Taz show signs to WWE events, and they're taken from the people who bring them. So it's like. Maybe they just really don't like the Taz show, and the fact that maybe he didn't ask permission to go on that show.
Maybe I don't know. That seems a little silly.
But that's all I have to say about Brooklyn Brawler. But maybe I think they're
silly.
changing the. I think they're changing the backstage.
It's a changing of the guard.
Yeah,
changing of the guard. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
So Rusev is going over because
At the end of the day, Rusev's going over for all of us. We can all agree on that.
Yep.
We've just been off on a lot of tangents tonight, but that's just what happens
only
sometimes.
two.
We just have a lot to talk about when it comes to wrestling. The three of us haven't really been in the same room to talk wrestling for a while, so that's what's happening here. But the next match we're going to talk about, definitely an interesting match. It's the submission match for the WWE Women's Championship. And I'd like to say, I'm still really happy that I say that. Women's Championship instead of Divas. I don't miss that stupid title at all. It's defending champion Charlotte versus Natalya. And Ric Flair cannot be at ringside. He is barred from ringside. And if he interferes at all or shows up, Charlotte forfeits the title. Ryan, what are your thoughts on the match?
as long as we don't talk about Chicago, then we're fine.
Oh, Christ.
Because that's all. I think this match is actually poorly set up. Just unfortunately, I lost a lot of respect for this whole storyline due to the fact they had the audacity. I know so many people think, "Oh, it was funny," and who cares? It's Bret Hart. He's a whiner. Da da da. That was a huge insult towards a family that helped train and help promote some of the best wrestlers we know today. That the fact they pulled a stunt to mimic the Montreal Screwjob. What the hell were you guys thinking? Number two, I got a problem with this match. Stop letting Charlotte talk. If you have Ric Flair beside her, play up that. I know she wants to be on her own, but dear God, after watching the promo on Monday, and Brandon right here beside me knows how bad it was, that was a horrible way to end off Raw and to get to finalize that contract sign and get that storyline ready for Sunday. It was brutal. If I got to say who's going to win, I really want Natalya to win. Not because I don't like Charlotte. Charlotte is one of their more talented divas. I'm going to say divas. Teach, I'm going against you here. It's that she's not the women's champion. She's the divas champion. Because how against she acts. I don't see a women wrestler anymore. I think she's just a heel diva. So I want Natalya to win, get a women's champion in there. But, and I've told it before, I told it to Brandon, she should retire on Monday Night Raw the very next night because I'm not buying any title matches from her. I won't get it. Nat, thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for supporting the Hearts and keeping the legacy alive. Win on Sunday and bow out.
I agree with Ryan. This has been probably one of the poorest setups to a championship match that I've seen in a while, to be honest. This is I'd rather see no setup in a Ryback Kalisto United States Championship match than the setup that's led to this match. It's been very convoluted.
Very weird.
Ric Flair is making himself the star of a women's championship match.
Yeah.
I'm not even surprised, to be honest, because it's Ric Flair. But, and Stephanie's too involved as well.
They all are.
Last night watching Raw, I almost thought that this was leading to a Stephanie Charlotte match, not a Natalya Charlotte match. And I think people need to know I adore Charlotte. She's my favorite woman on the roster right now. It started out as Becky Lynch, but then
I ruined her. Yes.
Ryan ruined Becky Lynch.
Because she sounds like Gerard Butler.
Not Gillard Butler, but Gerard.
Who the hell is
Butler.
Gerard Butler? Gerard Butler's
that's his
brother.
That's his given name, Gillard.
That's his brother, because it's not Gerard, because Becky is not as gorgeous.
But
as
anyways, Becky started out as my favorite new woman of the new generation of women's wrestling. But then Charlotte just came over me, and it's just I've been obsessed with Charlotte for the last little while. And even last night, just loving Charlotte as much as I do, I just couldn't get on board with whatever happened. It was a clusterfuck.
Oh God,
last
trying
night.
to get the fans to boo her was why are you just let your father talk?
Yeah, it was just a clusterfuck of things. And it's I don't believe Natalya beating Charlotte. There's just no upside for Natalya beating Charlotte. I don't even understand why this is a match. Is this just them holding back Sasha so like people want her more and she gets a bigger pop?
Well, look at the chance they keep giving. They say, we want Sasha. That's why I keep saying, let Natalya retire, give the spotlight to another...
the best thing I could see is your point. Yeah. Natalya going over, retiring the next day, setting up a tournament so they can show off all these female wrestlers they have.
Exactly.
That's an interesting point. I think Natalya retiring the next night is kind of a crapshoot.
A little, but
that's
I mean...
my opinion. Eventually her retiring with the title. I mean, I could see it. I think Natalya maybe has a little bit left in the tank than that.
But I think she'd rather go out on top than
go out as
enhancement talent. I just don't see that being part of her.
Because that's all she's got left in the tank is to help divas get over. Or sorry, women wrestlers.
And she deserves more than that. So, the tag team, the tournament for the women's championship, I love that idea. I feel like they would need some divas from NXT if they were going to do a full tournament.
I think that you maybe signed like some of these girls they have in NXT, like Tessa Blanchard,
Velvet Sky, Angelina Love.
Velvet Sky's out there. I don't know if they've actually had any talks with her yet, but like Tessa Blanchard works with NXT. You could bring her up for WWE. She's good enough to have a serviceable match with somebody who's going to go over her.
Yeah.
Well, do they need to bring anybody? If we think about it, and I know they don't have to win, you have Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, Paige. If they hold it off for Nikki to come back, you could bring up... the only person they can't use Alicia Fox.
The only person they can't use is Naomi because I believe she's hurt.
Yeah, so they have... who else is Tamina.
I think Tamina's hurt as well.
She might be as well.
I think they're both out.
I really think with the roster, they can fill 8 spots, and that's enough for a tournament.
Maybe you bring up... maybe that's when you bring up Bayley. Maybe she's the last contestant in this tournament.
I feel like the NXT Divas division, there's enough. You got someone like Alexa Bliss, who, as far as I'm concerned, is the best heel diva right now in WWE.
Eva Mendes.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Women, not diva.
Listen, you, sir, are currently sitting in your basement. This is true. We are currently using your microphone going into your computer, recording with your programming. But I will tell you this right now. You were on my show, on my time. You do not correct the Iceman TJ Hodder on his show when he is talking. Are we clear?
You pronounced diva as a woman as diva.
Oh, that was a mistake on my end, guys.
Sorry, it was a mispronunciation.
I couldn't even friggin' keep it. See, that's me trying to cut a heel promo. Can't do it.
That's why I'm sitting here. I'm like, oh, please, come on, like just Macho Man out, go crazy.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't work, guys. But yeah, no, I apologize for the mispronunciation there. But I think that without a doubt, friggin'. I mean what the point I was trying to make. Alexa Bliss is just, I think she's one of the best heel women, like,
she
right now they have.
Tournament.
Eva Mendes.
How about we bring up Eva Marie?
Who the hell's Eva Mendes?
Remember the girl that got released?
How about we bring up Eva Marie to be in the tournament?
Do you guys remember Eva Mendes?
She'd be good to just squash.
Okay. Eva Marie's one of their better heels, but I just want to see someone come back like a stupid return.
Eva Marie's a heel for all the wrong reasons.
No, she's absolutely
Eva Marie's a heel because no one fucking likes her because she sucks.
Hey guys, you know what makes a good heel? When nobody likes you.
But she doesn't have the good
She's
heat.
too green, she could hurt somebody.
Who cares?
Wow.
Yeah,
because the WWE's not having any problems with injuries lately.
Who do they have injured? John Cena and Randy Orton. Ooh. Oh, I'm sorry, again, Seth Rollins.
He's into the 16th with Seth Rollins.
Well, that's gimmick infringement.
Sorry.
I'm not trying to get sued by the Grimm's Toy Show here.
But I mean, yeah, I think we know that they have 8 divas. If they had it where Charlotte drops the belt,
we're saying that freaking D word again.
Well, because they are divas. I don't.
Okay, no one can say anything because
tournament,
we're so used to saying it.
It's true, yeah.
It's just like we're gonna fuck it up.
It really is WWE's fault for conditioning us to call them divas all these years. But anyways, an 8-woman tournament would be pretty much enough for me.
Yeah, I'd like to see more.
Honestly, you could have. I don't know how long you want to stretch it, but you could have a match a week. For the tournament?
Not a week. You'd probably do a round, just like the tag team division. Do a round.
That seems like it's finishing too fast, though.
You just need to have it until Battleground, or not Battlegrounds.
Money in the Bank is
Money
the next
in the
one.
Bank.
Or
Money in the Bank match for the women's title.
Well, you could have a Money in the Bank, but there's not enough women you could have in it. I would think maybe a ladder match for the women's championship at Money in the Bank.
Picture this right now. Let's just say hypothetically.
Women but the thing is, they want to show off the athleticism of these women, like this new generation of female wrestlers. Why not put a ladder match in Money in the Bank for 8 women?
Let them steal the show.
Yeah.
Not even 8, just a fatal. I would say
I mean,
4.
you are kind of limited to the girls you can have in the match. You are not putting Alicia Fox into a ladder match. She'll kill herself. You're not
that's
putting,
no insult to Alicia Fox.
You're not bringing up an Eva Marie to be in a ladder match. She'll kill herself.
I'm even worried about someone like Sasha. I mean, like,
dude, come on.
No, hear me out. You know how good Johnny Nitro and Mercury were? Look how bad that fucked up for.
That was just a fuck up, though.
But how many fuck ups can there be in a match? Infinite amount. You put top rated talent, I get worried that one single screw up, especially with what the girls can do with ladders and make it extreme, one of those girls do not have the bodies, I think, to take a big shot. Sasha being smaller and younger, that's someone you kind of hint, or you kind of.
Well, yeah, but you could say the same thing about like guys like Mysterio ever being in ladder matches, and he took the bumps just fine.
Yeah, but their styles were different.
Styles were different, but there's only so many styles you can take.
True.
Falling off a ladder onto the canvas.
You fall off a lot. Picture.
Doesn't matter if you're a luchador or a big man. You're falling off a ladder onto the canvas.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying you got to be careful who you throw in because you got to think who can take bumps.
Sasha can take bumps just fine. You're judging her by her size. She can take bumps just fine.
Have you gave her a bump?
Jeff Hardy. Biggest bump I've ever seen.
Don't forget, this is his whole career. A lot of these guys, when we want to look at the ladder experts, their whole career were conditioned around these matches. The Divas / women's division, because some of them are part of that era still, have not been conditioned for those type of matches. Okay. So it would be great. It's good for equality that we talked about and to showcase. It is also very risky and very dangerous for someone who aren't you. There's been 2 hardcore matches, I believe, with women. It was Molly Holly versus. No, not Molly Holly. It was Ivory and Miss Jackie in the very first one. Mm-hmm. Then it was a triple threat match, I believe, Victoria, Jazz, and Trish Stratus. Those matches were iffy at best. So bringing the new age in, maybe. I know. We're going. I don't want to help the tangent that we're on, but
at the end of the day, picture this right now with me here. Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Bayley in a fatal 4-way ladder match for the WWE Women's Championship, and tell me that would not sell out that stadium.
Oh, 100%. You could almost use that as a main event for a smaller pay-per-view.
And everyone who would say, oh, that match is going to be, it's a women's match, I could not wait to see their faces when they watch the match and go, that's one of the best goddamn matches I've ever seen.
Well, I think this whole idea of being like, well, what is going to happen if we actually do that? I'm pretty sure people were asking that question a lot when they said Sasha and Bayley were going to main event a takeover in a 30-minute Iron Man match. I think people were like, I don't know if you can do that. And it's an instant classic.
Yeah, instant classic. What an amazing match.
The only way we can figure out if these girls can do it is if we let them.
Exactly.
So do we allow it? Do you guys kind of agree with what I say? That Charlotte drops to Natalya and Natalya allows this to happen by retiring and going out on top because she's getting older?
Yeah.
She needs to go out on top rather than, like you said, be enhancement.
That's how I think she's... Yeah. I think that's the only... if she does, I think that also cements that Tyson Kidd's probably done too.
I think he is already done. I think with his...
I don't know what's going to happen with that.
So are we getting another?
I have Natalya going over.
I have Natalya going over as well.
So we all agree for that one, too.
I don't necessarily agree that I think her retiring the next night, that kind of bullshit. Should she start setting up for her retirement eventually? Sure. Can she still work on the company? Fuck yeah. Get her training women. Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Get her down there with, what's her face in NXT?
Sarah Del Rey.
Sarah Del Rey. Get her training with Sarah Del Rey.
Do a mini dungeon.
Yeah, have a little mini dungeon, yeah.
Some of the girls that she could get her
little
down.
Women dungeon.
It'd be amazing. It'd be amazing. But that's that match.
A new four horsewomen.
So, dear God, everybody's agreeing with the heel tonight. I love it.
So far, I've agreed with you on every single match so far.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. I feel like the next match, the last match we're going to talk about, it's over.
I'm pretty sure we're all agreeing on the last match as well.
Yeah, I'm going to say we're all going to agree.
We're going to see what happens. But the next match, we're going to talk about the last match of the night. We should probably quickly say that I feel like they're going to add another match in randomly. I feel like it's going to be Fandango and
Tyler
Breeze versus the Golden Truth.
I feel like they're going to see if they're short on time or if they're long on time. That way, if they have extra time, they'll throw in like they did it. Well, I can't remember what pay-per-view
was it. Fucking WrestleMania they did that? They pulled that shit?
It wasn't
WrestleMania. It was
Fastlane.
Was it Fastlane?
Yeah,
they threw in a fucking tag team match.
That was Royal Rumble.
No, it wasn't a tag match. It was R-Truth versus one of the Social Outcast members.
Yeah,
Goldust came out to help.
Yeah.
It was just
The
like,
social
what?
outcasts ain't going to be around anytime.
Well, not with Adam Rose.
Adam Rose going to jail or whatever the fuck that goes over that.
He's innocent.
But, yeah, so the main event.
I'm not going to talk about that on the podcast.
Main event.
Main event of the evening. We, of course, have WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. Defending champion Roman Reigns against the phenomenal one, AJ Styles.
Believe that. I love Roman.
Oh, I had nothing against him.
After Payback,
I like Roman too.
After Payback, I have been a Roman mark. I bought a Roman T-shirt. I did it all.
That's the problem with you. You should have been with him at the beginning. Roman has been the champion. They've wanted for so long, and the fans are like, well, this is his problem. He can wrestle. Yeah, he's got bad mic skills, but he's got the look. I mean, we can't have that. Why the hell would we want that?
But let's cheer on Cesaro.
Yeah, exactly. Roman Reigns is basically the champion they need, and I'm going to say over Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is good, but Roman is that
Pretty
guy.
sure Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins is just the next
Rock versus Stone Cold.
Cena Orton or Rock Stone Cold. I think that's like Rock Stone Cold might be a bold statement to say they're the next ones, but
Yeah, I think that's a little bold.
No,
but Cena Orton, sure.
I'm going with it. I'm saying they're the next like Rock.
Could
Rock
be a
Stone
great
Cold.
rivalry.
Yeah. There's no doubt about it. So going into that, saying how much we like Roman, how he is the potential, the guy they want. I'm sorry, he is the guy.
He's not a good guy.
He's not a bad guy.
He's just the guy.
Exactly. So why do you give it to AJ? Thank you for going around the world, AJ. Thank you for doing your thing. Thank you for helping TNA. You're not the WWE champion.
The one thing I find with this whole setup, how do you guys feel about the gray area that's in this whole storyline?
What? It's CM Punk's former lackey and some Arn Anderson guy with the Samoas.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What the? Okay,
But
now,
anyways,
hang
I thought you
the
meant
fuck on.
no,
Hang the fuck on.
the great-
Are you sitting here saying that Carl Anderson and fucking Luke Gallows are not, like, they're a joke? Because what you just said from that, that's what I got.
Well,
you're not taking
I'm
it
going to
serious.
tease him, and I told Brandon last night, watch them. I do like their styles. I'm not overly
No pun intended.
I'm not overly liking their looks. I mean, the trench coats. I mean, that's an opinion.
it's unique.
I love those sleeveless trench
but
coats.
see,
They're unique.
That no one's right or wrong. It's your opinion. Their style. Like,
We should mention Ryan also loves their alternate name, the Good Brothers.
oh god, what a stupid name. Like I can't take them seriously anymore if I have to call them.
I don't
that.
think he believed me when I first said it last night that they're also like known as the Good Brothers.
Is that actually a thing?
Yeah, they're also they have like I think it was one week they were wearing like hashtag GB on their
Yeah.
I think Luke Gallows was, and somebody says what the hell is GB, and somebody I think it was Gallows' wife came out and said it stood for Good Brothers.
So this.
That sounds like a rib, though. That sounds like...
But go on,
Luke Gallows getting ribbed by his own wife.
but that's the gray area. It's Gallows and Anderson and the Usos. I mean, this is
No, I'm talking about the gray area, saying where we don't have a traditional face and a traditional heel in this match.
Oh, that's what you want to talk about.
So
The
what's
gray
leaving
area-
a heel?
That's not really a gray area. That's just people wanting to see you. Don't in a wrestling match. You don't need a face and you don't need a heel. You can have two heels. You can have two faces.
No,
That's a
but-
dynamic we need to get away from.
So you think okay? Because like some people say out there, more of the traditionalists say, the basis of good storytelling is good versus
You need
evil,
a
right?
heel and you need a baby face. It's not... Can it work where it's just two guys getting in a ring? Sure.
Absolutely.
But eventually, then what's the point of having storyline at all? Then there's going to be no storytelling at all. And then at that point, what the fuck's the point?
Well, the point is exactly what you just said. Someone's leaving a heel. You can have two guys enter a ring and have their images be created from the result. So Roman.
Oh, sure.
Roman
But you
can-
also have to create that result. You just can't let it happen organically.
It is happening organically. As we speak right now, it is happening organically. Roman Reigns is making that nice little transition from just being hated from the internet marks to kind of going towards heel. AJ Styles went as that babyface to now a ruthless competitor. He's not heel. He is just now a ruthless competitor that wants the belt. There's been a couple of babyfaces in this industry that have shown aggression to get that belt. We've seen it before. It has worked. Now use this match to either elevate AJ to pure babyface after a loss or a win, Roman Reigns after a loss or a win into a pure heel.
Well, I
That's
feel
where
like
I say the gray areas of Gallows and Anderson and the Usos are going to make that transition even better.
I feel like Reigns is starting to get more and more over as a heel because people are starting to cheer him. You hear now, like, remember, like, maybe a month and a half ago when you watched Raw and Roman Reigns came out, it was, like, just boos? Now it's getting more. There's more of a contrast. People are starting to boo Roman Reigns just because that's what Roman Reigns is known for. He's the guy that gets booed. But now more people are cheering. And like I'm gonna make a prediction and say it's a couple of those marks are out there cheering because I consider myself somewhat of a mark and I cheer Roman Reigns. If I was at a Raw taping and Roman Reigns music come on, I'm gonna be like, yes, Roman, yeah,
because you want to see what he can do. You may not give him a mic for long, but
to be honest, he's the biggest draw in the company right now. You cannot tell me he's not the biggest draw in the company right now.
Because people probably want to watch him either lose or get
exactly
beaten.
Like
he's a draw. That's it.
People want to go to WWE events to either boo Roman Reigns or cheer Roman Reigns. Nobody doesn't have an opinion on Roman Reigns.
Exactly. Yeah.
Everybody has an opinion on Roman Reigns. That's why he's the centerpiece of the WWE. That's why he's the WWE champion.
So does that cement can we going on beyond your guys' predictions, could we almost look at that the WWE writing staff could actually use that to cement AJ's fate, saying you're not going over because Roman right now is our centerpiece. We need to mold him in the best way, and you're not necessarily an enhancement talent, but you're going to make that work so much better for us.
AJ Styles is the X factor to make Roman Reigns be over with everybody, sort of thing. Like, I don't know exactly where they're going with Roman still. I don't think Roman knows where they're going with Roman still. But AJ Styles is going to give Roman Reigns... He's going to help him build his resume, so to speak. He's going to be like... Because you'll be able to look at those classic matches Roman Reigns had with AJ Styles, looking back on this in the next couple of years, saying those were the building blocks of what made Roman Reigns the biggest star in the company.
Well, look at the first match they had. It was unreal.
And this is just setting up the matches he's going to have with Seth Rollins. Those are going to be classics.
Those are going to be amazing. And one thing I found was interesting is the whole thing with him and the Usos and the bloodline thing. When I first saw it, I was like, that's kind of lame. Then I'm like, you know what? The Usos, they're like your traditional like face tag team. They're the party. Oh, we go hard in the paint and everything. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? If they do want to do the group thing with Roman, which I think they're going to, we talked about all that and everything on the last podcast. But if they are going to do the group thing with Roman and they're going to do the group thing with AJ Styles, which I think that's just it's going to happen. I don't think you can have AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson in the same company and have them not be together. I think it's just stupid. I think that's money waiting to happen.
Yeah.
And then, if with AJ losing, he can go and they can do that, and AJ will be fine. You know, it's not like after this they're gonna go, oh, AJ's buried, it's over for him. Not at all. AJ Styles will be WWE champion one day, unless he has to take some time off or something for injury, whatever the fuck. Yeah. But if you're gonna have Roman Reigns be the leader of a heel group, you need to have one really good big heel turn for that group to work, I think. And I think this is the perfect opportunity for it. Is it going to be the Usos screwing over AJ Styles? I don't know.
I mean...
I feel like at first, they're going to be like, we don't know Roman. And then he'll just be like, we're family. And then they're going to be like, fuck it, we're family. We got you back.
I want to see just Roman Reigns just turn on everybody and just be that almost like a nomad.
That
would work too.
It would work for Roman, not the Usos. I wouldn't say... I don't want to use this word over and over again. The word buried. It would not bury the Usos, but that would really hurt them. The Usos are in a shaky spot right now where the crowd doesn't have them over with them.
Yeah.
To an extent, like, they chant with them, they're behind them slightly, but it's kind of like that phase. You put them against another over team. Usos are now
I feel like the Usos get out there for a match, and like everybody's booing them, and then they start doing all their stuff. Like they have really good matches with Gallows and Anderson, and then people are cheering them on because they're like, I love what these guys are doing with these guys. Like it's almost like people are just doing what they want during the entrances, like booing or cheering. But then the match happens and they're great, and you just cheer because you're watching a spectacle.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you picture like say Enzo and Cass versus the Usos. Usos are getting booed out of the fucking building. So they walk in the ring. Yeah. But while they're having their match, Uso crazy, everyone's gonna cheer.
Yeah.
Because they know how to put on some high points.
Yeah, but it's definitely going to be an interesting match. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I think you guys both had Roman going over.
I got Roman going over in a ruthless way. We're going to see a lot of weapons. We're going to see a lot of big moments where people are going to go through some shit, tables, barriers. I just don't know how to call the Usos and Gallows and Anderson. I don't know how that's coming in. I'm just going to simply say Roman's going over with a lot of gray area.
Yeah, I definitely also think Roman's going over. So we're we're all pretty much even.
I think Payback people thought was Roman's coming out party. I think this is Roman's coming out party. He's going to be able to like show the entire WWE universe how ruthless he is. I think like,
And I think that's what he needs to
and
do.
I think if the WWE knows what they're doing, they're gonna just tell Roman just go out there and do it. Just and I think Styles is gonna like trust him.
He's
to be
gonna
able to
let
do
him.
it. Styles is gonna go out there and be like, go, let loose on me. He's like, just go.
Yeah.
Because Roman needs this moment to just show like he's an animal. He's a beast. Like, don't screw with the WWE champion because the WWE champion is more badass now than they've ever been before.
And he has that potential.
I don't think we've ever had a WWE champion with such potential to be such a badass. Like, in a different way. I'm talking about, like, almost like a ruthless badass. Not like a Stone Cold badass where he was, like, telling everybody off.
I'm thinking of the Cerebral Assassin when you said ruthless badass.
He has a lot of Triple H characteristics.
We're
and
seeing that more and more.
I think that's part of the way, like, I'm pretty sure Triple H has had a lot of influence on Roman.
Oh, yeah.
I think,
you see it.
So I think, you know what? Triple H is probably a good mold. I think they're trying to... maybe they are trying to mold Roman Reigns into Triple H more than John Cena.
Or Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins.
I mean, they try with Seth Rollins.
Think Roman Reigns has a pedigree?
No. Let's not go
Roman
that far.
Reigns in a pedigree, I'd turn off the TV.
Although I'd love to see Roman Reigns adopt the Spinebuster.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
A really powerful
I feel like he needs some really good powerhouse moves. And nothing. The
Samoan-
good old friggin' like the Samoan drop is cool to see.
It's nice, but
it's the Samoan drop. It's
I
a great
think,
move, but
I think a really good Spinebuster would.
Oh,
help.
it helped.
dude,
a lot.
give him the double A spine buster. Get Arn Anderson, get his blessing.
Oh God.
Have Hunter show him this is how you do it, or hell, have him come up with his own kind of deal with the spine buster. Give him something. I feel like he needs a really good powerhouse move to set up
His best
spear.
powerhouse move, I would say at this point, it's that one where he kind of like the guy has him in a lock and he like just stands up with the guy and power bombs
it's almost
him.
like the triangle they're trying to hit, and then
they try to hit. They try to hit like a triangle, and he just stands.
power bomb.
Yeah, but the whole thing, it's not the reason it's a power move is because he's literally lifting dead weight up and just bring it up and slamming it back
It's
down.
a great power move, but is he going to use that to set up for his finish?
No.
I feel like Roman needs something to set up for his finish.
I got one. Kane's power slam. You almost set up like in the pump handle slam, have him up on the shoulder, and what Kane used to do, walk a little bit and then run and jump and slam. When powerhouses
He's
did
like a
that,
sidewalk slam.
not a sidewalk slam. Sidewalk slam, Taker and Kane both did, but Kane and a couple other big guys had moves. You lift it up with a pump handle, and they're
It's like a power slam.
Kind of. But you got to show power. You don't just like
an
pick 'em up
Oklahoma slam. You pick him up, kind of walk around a little bit, and then just give him a good old.
but you got show more power. Run a little. Show that
Yeah.
you have complete dominance. Something like that, because that now sets up a spear, and it can set up where when he's getting up, bounce off the ropes and Superman.
I think you can also throw harder clotheslines.
Oh God, yeah. Go Brock Lesnar and show
And
that
just like
power.
those clotheslines and just have people turn inside out for him.
Yeah, and I mean, so we're talking about all this. Roman could definitely pull this off, and I think it'd be great. I think we all can agree it'd be great. Like I said, I would maybe like to see Roman establish a little bit more of like a move leading in. If they're gonna keep him doing the spear as his finish or the Superman punch, or whatever the fuck.
Well, the Superman punch really now does set up for.
It's kind of his. Yeah, I think I personally think that's kind of lame. Two like running striking moves. This is but
Shawn Michaels called. He's like, "Excuse me."
but I mean, just picture guys coming at Roman.
Roman Reigns has one of
picks
the
him
most
up.
believable spears that we've ever seen now.
Yeah.
Roman finishes the spear. I dig. I don't have any problem with
But
that.
it's the running strike. So you're okay with like something like the phenomenal forearm, which is a diving strike, but the running strike, which can be now hit out of nowhere.
No, I have his finish being a running strike kind of maneuver. I have no problem with it. It's having two of them as his signature maneuvers. I'm just kind of like,
yeah, I get where you're coming from.
I mean,
Spear as
hey,
a strike.
because it's the way I see it. My whole thing has always been, if you're going to say finish a match with, and this is just me being maneuver
him
mark.
having two striking moves as his like signature and finish though. That kind of goes along with his hit gimmick though. Like his
he's
gimmick's always
hit
like
hard,
hit hard, hit often.
Yeah, that's true. It's just this is me being like a maneuver mark. Yeah, I kind of have to explain myself because like.
But Roman Reigns isn't the kind of guy to be like technical or like anything like that, where he's gonna be doing suplexes after suplex. He's not a Brock Lesnar. He's not a Malenko where he's gonna throw in a bunch of submission moves. He hits people and he hits them like a truck.
Yeah, and that's kind of Roman's thing. And like, to me, it's like if you're gonna finish a match with a spear, lead up to it with something that's gonna.
And the spear is one of the best moves for him because he has that football background.
Well, then what? Never, you know what? No, I was gonna get lost in my thing. I was trying to think of a setup, and I thought, yeah, you could get a lot of setups for that spear.
See, the WWE is playing us exactly right.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because we have this match, and who are we talking about?
Roman Reigns.
We're not talking about AJ.
And I love AJ Styles. And
Yeah, so do I. I love
talking
AJ
about it.
too, but we're talking about Roman and all the potential Roman has and all the things they can do with Roman.
Well, because you know what? They've already announced
This is exactly what they want.
They've
for sure.
already announced what they want to do with AJ. You guys are blinded by it. I'm shocked. But when you light the fire, you puff out the smoke, and when the fireflies come out, I really think this.
I would think that would be great.
And I think you know where I'm going. You let the club lose, or you let AJ Styles lose this week on Sunday. You let the club then form, and then let little things happen. Let them get established. Maybe they want to go for the belts again. They go for something. They go for dominance.
And then
When the Wyatt family is ready, Bray Wyatt, Eric Rowan, and Strowman come out because Harper won't be ready, and you have the club versus the Wyatt family. Because the Wyatts need to come back in full gear, full power, and I think the club is the perfect team to do it.
Strowman would benefit a lot by working with a guy like Carl Anderson.
Oh, God, yeah.
I think he'd benefit working with someone like Luke Gallows.
Well, yeah, two
who is,
beasts.
he's a very underrated worker, especially for a man his size. Because he's a big dude. And
I'm
it's
just saying
something.
because Carl Anderson's probably one of the Carl Anderson is probably the most underrated worker in the WWE right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because of how amazing of a worker he is. I think he was booked. I think he did, or he was booked to win the IWGP Grand Prix. I think IWGP means Grand Prix, but it's redundant. But he was booked to win it, or he was supposed to win it, or he did win it, and that kind of tournament. They just don't let anybody win that tournament. Yeah. They only let really good workers win that tournament.
But you wouldn't give him Strowman. You give him Rowan. Rowan's an equal
no,
size.
But I
and
think
you give him that
just
talent.
working because they'd work live shows together probably,
Yeah,
and
true.
they'd work.
That would benefit.
Work live shows and TV shows TV. I think I've heard it before where guys do most of their learning because they're longer matches on live events. Yeah. So they do more of their learning during live events. I think you throw Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows against Rowan and Strowman, and you can kind of get Strowman kind of knowing the ropes better and stuff like that. Because I think that's what he's doing now. He's probably down at the performance center,
and I bet you he's riding
reps.
he's riding with all those guys. And I mean, picture if
even
Rowan to a point. Because I mean, Rowan's great, but have those two guys just hanging out with Anderson and Gallows. Because they would. Because Anderson and Gallows was like, "Yo, come here, brother. Come on our truck, brother. We're gonna hang
beards.
out."
I mean,
yeah, they got beards. We'll hang out.
That sets them up.
Get in my pickup truck. We got a beard and beer.
It's an interesting thing. I didn't even think of that, but I know some people are gonna say, "Yo, if AJ loses, what the hell's gonna happen?"
They can't do that again
because
because it would be the club versus the family again.
Who gives a shit? the only problem I can see now, I want to backtrack and say, oh shit, no, don't put him against the Wyatt family because that means the Wyatt family has to lose.
See, I'm kind of sad because we predicted that Roman was going to come up with a faction. I think it was after Payback. And he did, but it's just not the faction I wanted.
Yeah, it's
It's just him and the Usos.
You remember my fucking predictions for the faction? That was
Why did they call it the family? They had a perfect opportunity to give Roman a faction and call it the Roman Empire. They already came up with the gimmick.
He doesn't need it. He does because then that takes away a little bit of him that he's not the guy anymore. That he has to have other people to make him the guy. Now with
if you want to use him as a heel, that's a perfect way to do it, though.
The Usos are minor characters, and him as the dominant force. If you give a big faction, he's no longer that dominant.
But aren't you just making AJ Styles look weak then by having him hang out with AJ Gallows, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson all the time?
It slightly breaks down his strength, but it doesn't break down his speed, technical prowess.
Well, at the same time, it's not like he's going to use them in matches to win.
Yeah,
that's how he's going to sell it. He's going to be like, I don't need them. I want to be with them.
Exactly.
They're my boys. They're not helping me win matches. He doesn't need them.
Basically, you come out if I tell you to come out. And that's why I think, overall, with my full prediction of this title match for WWE Extreme Rules, Roman Reigns goes over. I don't care what happens to the Usos. The club forms, and then later down the road, like we said, we see Reigns and Seth Rollins getting it set up. And we get to see the setup and possibly of the club and the Wyatt family. That's my broad prediction of the present and future. Roman going over.
Yeah, I think we can all agree with that. Definitely Roman going over. Should be a very good match. Going to be definitely a very interesting night this Sunday. Interesting to see what happens. But with that, we are going to wrap this up here. Thank you.
And also, Balor's not coming back at Extreme Rules or coming in. Yeah, Balor's not going to be at Extreme Rules.
Balor's not going to be Extreme Rules.
No,
everyone calm down.
Totally agree.
He's not even going to be close to the building.
He's not even going to be in the country. Okay, he'll go home.
He's going to be in Ireland.
He'll go home that night. But with that, we're going to sign off here, guys. Thank you also so much for tuning in to our Extreme Rules predictions. The heel Ryan Wood, thanks for coming out.
Hey, thanks for having me, bud.
Be sure to check him out on Twitter at the heel RW.
Yep.
Brandon, as always, thank you.
You can make my check out to cash. I'm having some bank issues lately.
Okay. I'll be sure to send you both your checks in the mail. Of course, you can find Brandon on the Twitter at Your Average Noob TV.
Just Average Noob.
Oh, sorry, just Average Noob TV. Excuse me, just Average Noob TV. You can, of course, as well find me on Twitter at The Harder Show. You can find me on Facebook at The Harder Show. And, just in case you forgot, you can also find me on the Instagram at The Harder Show. On the SoundCloud, on the YouTube, on the iTunes. If you do all that, don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to rate, comment, all that fun stuff. You know I always love to talk to you guys. If you guys have anything you want to talk about heading into Extreme Rules, do not be shy. Comment on this. Let us know some of your predictions. You can shoot me an email at any time at thehardershow@gmail.com. Always have to talk to you guys. So thank you all again so much for tuning in. And we'll catch you guys next time on The Harder Show.